Whatever fucking happens, happens. I'm going to try to muster something up. What a great day. What a wonderful day. Ah.
Listen, I understand. And I don't know if it's just like there's just a lot going on and so then I'm ignoring my feelings, or like I'm just tired. Like I don't know if it's like I am tired and so I'm low energy, which normally in the past I've associated that with depression, or
Yeah.
like where, because I also do still feel fulfilled, like
Feel fulfilled.
like it's, I don't know, it's weird. Like once I feel like I start unmasking, especially in the last 90 days or whatever, since we got back from Gen Con, like there is a level of unmasking that I've done, and that I'm not like trying to white knuckle my way through life.
Yeah.
And now I'm a little more aware of the actual energy feelings I might be carrying. Where usually, if I'm feeling like this, like I'm about to be sad for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it's sad. I feel like maybe it is because I've been doing a lot, and like that's okay. That's okay too. Mm-hmm. But you know, I've also I've also been like major in the last week. I've had a couple of revolutions in my life, or like emotional things that have triggered me in uh and surprised trigger me. Like I didn't realize I had those hurts sitting inside my body. And so they came out, and then I talked through them and I felt better. But at the same time, like I still don't think I've mentally, subconsciously processed some of that stuff. And so,
Yeah. I mean, like you can figure it out, but like the kind of the day-to-day ins and out of making that into a reality and making it
mhm,
good, or altering your behavior, is going to take longer than just an aha moment,
yeah.
unfortunately. It takes a lot of work. Like I know some of the things that I need to do to get better, but changing my outlook, yeah,
Better.
be- well, it's like,
With the air quotes.
uh,
Better. You're not
and
bad. Like the
what
better.
do you mean by that? I mean, I feel like that's it itself is like, you're not bad compared to X, Y, and Z.
I think saying that you're better insinuates that there's like you're not as good, rather than this being like, I don't know. I don't know what I had no
But
idea. Why am I saying I don't know?
but like, when a quote a mood happens, right? When you need to get away,
Yeah.
and that sometimes it's not your fault that it's happening. It's just is happening, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that it's not. What I'm trying to say is like, what you can be without your depression. Essentially, I know it's a part of you, but like it doesn't have to be like your like an identity of you. So like, just because you're depressed doesn't mean that's your new baseline,
I
because
can see that.
where you were before the depression hit.
Yeah. I think as like thinking about neurodivergence and the way that I do approach life, that there's not a stable, I don't feel a stable baseline in how I feel regularly. And I think I really hold on to the idea that there is a baseline, but in all actuality, my baseline is constantly moving based on the number of mental activities I have, the number of physical activities I have, if I've gotten enough rest, if I've had enough water, or like if I'm wearing clothes that I find extremely comfortable or not. Right? All of those little things
Hmm.
like play into the regular everyday energy level. to a
Mm-hmm.
what I'm assuming, because I don't know what it is to not be neurodivergent, um, all those things playing into my actual level of fatigue or, you know, I guess energy level. Because I don't want to say it's like happy or sad, because it's not that I'm like, especially right now, it's not that I'm sad. I'm not sad. And I think attaching sad to it would make my brain go, oh, yeah, you're right. We are just really sad. And then, like, there's not an actual cause of sadness, which is depression. But, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't also want to give myself that out of like, oh, you're low energy, so you must be really sad. No, we're low energy because, we've had a week,
Yeah.
you know? I think that's really hard to balance and give yourself that forgiveness, because it's so much easier to be like, I am low energy, so I'm sad. Or I'm high energy, so I'm happy. When like there are times that I'm low energy, but I am, happy to be around, but that doesn't necessarily take away the amount of joy that I'm feeling. It's also like the week of Halloween. And like that's always a weird week. I don't know if it's a weird week for anybody else, but it's definitely a weird week for me. I don't know.
You feel witchy
I'm
or
too
what?
spooky. Maybe that's it. I'm just the veil is too thin, and I'm just taking in I don't know,
The magic,
the magic.
the powers beyond.
Yeah. For you to mentally get ready for the holidays. I mean, if you're ever
Mm-hmm.
ready for the holidays.
I mean, are you doing anything for the holidays?
So this is then the part of the conversation that we talk about Alex's personal life and record it forever.
I mean, do you want this to be recorded
It's
forever?
fine. I don't.
What is it? It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine.
It's
No, no,
not.
no. I mean, like it's a.
I don't know which way you want.
I.
It's fine.
No, it's neutral. It is a thing I think I've been avoiding, because then if I talk about it out loud, then it's real. But it's also a thing that like it is. There's a large part of my life that is on this podcast that I don't know why this one's weird. Like it feels like a failure. It really does.
What feels like what do you mean? What?
This would be the first time I'm publicly talking about like Michael and I getting a divorce,
Okay.
which is I'm fine with talking about. I'm going to be fine talking about it because I would like to.
I think we also okay. Just not to play to play semantics. If I was not going to play it, I wouldn't say this. But you did say something to some Magnus, I think, and we were just like, "Ooh, actually." So we did say something
You're
earlier,
right. You're right.
but I guess to speak on it more thoroughly
Yeah.
is what we're doing.
So post Gen Con, we had conversation.
Pre-PAX U,
Pre PAX U, post Gen Con,
the era that was.
we had Michael and I had conversations about how good I felt at Gen Con and the personality shift and the shift in my dynamic and my interaction with life, how that has been very apparent. And we have talked about a number of different ways that we could exist in this world together. And I think at the end of the day, it's not a good relationship more often than not. It is not something that is fulfilling, and it has not been fulfilling for a while. Which sucks, because I've been obsessed with this person since I was 17. We've been married
Uh-huh.
for 9 years. We couldn't even make it to 10 years. But I laugh so I don't cry. But I mean, it's hard to then admit that I'm not a good fit either. Like I want very different things and he wants very different things, and you roll your eyes when you hear about people getting divorced because they want different things, but like At
Sorry,
what
roll your eyes to what?
you roll your I
Sorry,
roll
it
my
cut out for me.
No, it's okay. I roll my eyes when I hear like they're getting divorced because they have separate interest, or they're too different, or they just have different goals in life. And I
Mhm.
mean, it's true in the very like vanilla basic way. Yeah. You know, even talking about like tabletop role playing games, right? Like I love board games. I obviously do. And
Yeah.
it wasn't because of this podcast that, that was there. I enjoy going to the game store. I like playing games. I like when learning new
We played
rules.
a card game at your house. We haven't finished, but it's like literally takes hours as it's supposed to get harder.
Yeah. Um, I like those things, and I like playing like video games. Like I like those, and you know, when you're little, younger, right? Younger than whatever we are right now in our 30s. I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, I want my partner to play with me. Yes, I would want to play Mario Kart and trash talk and, you know, be able to have fun, or like sit next to somebody and play those games together. And like that sounds like my ideal life anyways. And having a partner who does not do those same things, it becomes really taxing on your brain and on your like asks, because those rather than like, hey, do you want to play a game, those become bigger asks. Like, I know this is something that you don't want to do, and you've made it very clear, and there's more often a no than a yes. Wow, welcome to therapy with Alex. This is great.
I'm not even doing shit.
But yeah, it's hard, and it becomes really grating. And once you take a step back and then start having conversations, I think I realized how much that was like it's like that, and a million other little things, right? All those little things add up, and like that's not the healed version of my life that I would want. So that's it.
So now we're taking this new path.
Yeah. Which means that the holiday season, like, it becomes like the first holiday of not being with the person that you've been with for 9 years. And I have, it's stupid. Like, hold on. Let me process that thought for a moment.
Mhm.
Um, I love Christmas, and
Yeah.
I collect ornaments all year round. And one thing that I really enjoy doing, especially with, a partner, is like, hey, we get this ornament together while we're on a vacation, or it's a memory or something. And like, that's a lot of things that just sort of go away. Like, I don't know how to process, or what to do with them. So
I mean, I mean, you've been with someone like most of your life, right?
like with
Dating
Michael, or like with partners. No, I'm
partners.
perpetually in a relationship. Oh yeah, no. I am. I me. I just.
So like what is that? I mean, so you don't even remember what that looked like before,
I mean,
do you?
I I have not dated somebody probably since I was like 13.
Cool.
But that's not in like a deep romantic sense. That's not like this is my person and I love them forever. This has just been like, I dated a boy all through middle school, and then I had the high school boyfriend. I had 2 high school boyfriends, and in between those, there were, like, maybe going out on dates, or even, like, in college, it wasn't like, "This is my," well, I mean, if I wasn't actively in a relationship somewhat with somebody, I was, like, dating really bad, terrible people. Just people that were not good for me, not terrible people. Some of them are
Mhm.
terrible people, and, like, best of luck to you. I hope your sock is always a little too wet for your, like, comfortable state of living.
I was so confused where it was going.
You know, like your
Yeah, I've had
car.
wet socks. It's not a good feeling.
No, and, like, just enough just enough wet for it to be inconvenient in your life, you know? But I don't know. I had a family, and now my family unit is no longer here.
Well, what
I mean, okay, so found family, yes, but, like, those are 2 distinct.
you've moved away from
Yeah, my, like, in unit
bio family.
home, yeah, that too.
Oh, okay, you're talking about
No, I'm, like, yeah, so, like,
you
Michael
and
became my bio family.
alright, alright.
Whatever. Not bio family. But, like, I don't have a great I'm not super close with my family.
Listen, I didn't know if you gave him a limb or not, so, like, I'm just I wouldn't know if you was or was not your bio family.
I actually just share blood with everybody I meet.
Oh, you're into that shit. Okay, cool.
Ugh. No, that part in Showboat fucked me up. I don't know if that's a pull for, like, 2 people.
Um, God.
What?
Um, I'm just trying to think, yeah, I get that, like, that you had this unit of family, and now it's kind of not the same as it was before, but, like, to kind of consider what you've been saying, like, I mean, and I don't like, as far as I know, I really like Michael. Was all everything you've told me.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way the best it was going to be the best it was going to get,
Yes.
and because of the potential stipulations that y'all both had and weren't connecting on.
Yeah.
So making this change hard, um, is going to hopefully create better bests in the future
Yes.
with the things that you saw as or as something you wanted or potentially necessary in a relationship.
Yes. I think it becomes a more directed idea of the higher needs, the higher asks, the higher, I don't wanna say requirements, but requirements. Like, the things that I actually find to be important, that I would like to continue, and there's nothing wrong with having that standard in a potential partner. Because if I am now assuming, like,
Yeah.
whatever my needs are, like, I'm going to fulfill my own needs. Yes, I'm not using a partner to fulfill those needs, but if I really do enjoy playing games with a partner, then you find a partner that likes to play games with you. And,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with that. What you thinking?
I mean, what do you see your life as like without a partner? What does that even look like for you? What does independence or solo stuff? I wouldn't call everything independence. Look like for you?
I think it becomes a little more brave because
All right.
now I don't have to bounce what I would like to do off of somebody else. Right? I'm not like, "Hey, does this sound like a good idea?" It's either a good idea or not a good idea, and I'm the one that gets to choose it. And I'm not looking at somebody else's opinion of me to validate my want or need in my life. But I also find myself trusting what I actually want to do more than I think I did in the past, where it was like, "Hey, should I do this thing?" And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, that's a really great idea." It's like, "Nah, I'm going to do this thing because I want to do this thing." And it might be
Right.
scary because I'm doing it basically alone. Um, so that's, you know, for example, I got this new little tattoo that I'm obsessed with, and I literally
Mm-hmm.
asked 0 people about whether or not they liked it. Um,
Is it the one with all the stars?
this
The
little
little
this
star
the
guy?
little star guy, the little eyeball guy, this little eyeball guy on the inside of my bicep.
He's cute.
He's cute with his dumb little long arms. Like I love him. Um, but I didn't ask. I didn't say, "Hey, do you think this is a good idea?" I didn't ask. I didn't like I just did it.
Yeah.
But then the after effects of that is weird too because I'm like how do you introduce your people to a new tattoo that looks a little absurd? Um It's weird. It's a weird time. So yeah. I don't know about the holidays though. Talk to me when we're closer and I want to go
We're gonna be together in December,
drink.
unless you don't
Yeah.
consider that like in the middle of it.
I mean that's I don't know. Do you consider the beginning of December being like that's holiday season for you?
Uh,
It's like the 1 week of
just
downtime.
no. I don't know, man. Unlike you, I am not a big on Christmas. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not a fan because of the commercialization, not a fan because
Yes.
that's I understand that.
The high suicide rate.
Oh no.
Not not a fan because I mean it's because it's this mentality of like you're supposed to be this way of happiness because oh it's such a joyous time and I'm like ugh. Like I mean, yeah, sure, why not? You get to see your family. I think that's good, but like then with the commercialization, it becomes this other thing entirely where it's like, oh, I'm now just what's it called? I'm now competing monetarily for some sort of like affection. It's with for like instead of is this toy going to be good enough or is this present be good enough or am I buying the right things like I don't know I don't it's just because of all the implications I think I'm just not a fan of it and also I was always I don't know because I also didn't care that much I was like most I was on the roster every holiday season so I was always working holidays every single time
I'm usually
so like
working on a holiday. I yeah, I did that to avoid family.
mhm
So, yeah. And I don't know why. Like I so this is weird, but I love the holiday, but all of the normal like family things, I didn't those are not things that I think of.
mhm
Like I don't think about being with my like bio family.
Right.
I'm also a teacher, and I have all those kids. I have all my kids.
Yeah.
Like
all
600
10
children.
of them. 6. Okay. Well, it's a little more than 10, you know.
600.
Damn.
It's a lot of them.
It's a lot of kids.
It's a lot. And like being around them, you're like, okay, how else do we celebrate the holidays? And like, I don't know, it feels like a more platonic way. So Christmas in my brain, I think, is a more platonic Valentine's Day. And
Mm-hmm.
you can justify showing up for your people during Christmas
Without worrying about having to put out or have
yeah,
sex.
or yeah, no. Or competing like romantic. Like I'm not competing with romance. I am
I'm there to say I care about you.
yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
So low energy today,
Yeah.
and that's okay. And
Mhm.
it doesn't mean you're sad. It just is kind of thing.
Yeah. I voted today.
I voted on Tuesday. Listen, Alex,
Yes, Adrian.
I have so much on my mind, and I feel like I'm fucking blowing up, and I just can't focus on anything because there's so much on my mind, and I can't even think. So I distract myself and do none of the things that are on my mind.
Do you want to talk about the things that are on your mind?
Sure. I'm falling behind on the podcast.
Okay.
I need to edit I got everything all lined up. I just need to start editing for audio and stuff for the Taskmaster thing, and then I got to get in contact with everybody to do that recording because I want to do it before PAX U, which means I have to fucking finish it by the end of this month, so I can probably get somebody else, but something together by November, hopefully. Then I have to set up for potentially PAX U Taskmaster, and
Yeah.
then I don't even. I mean, are you interested in that doing that again?
I'm interested
'Cause
in
I
doing that.
am.
I feel like that part, the doing it again, I don't feel like would be as aside from like the actual planning on who's doing what or like who's going to be there,
Mm-hmm.
which could still be okay. Like that could be easy
Right.
through the power of social media.
Through the power of social media. But yeah, I want to do these things, but I just get that, and then trying to help out my brother with his debt so he can get a better loan so we can all move into a house because he gets a better loan. But then I've been taking all these trips, so I kind of feel bad, but also his his girlfriend is like in between work and
Mhm.
going to school and taking care of kids. And they're always planning trips, and I'm like, how serious are you about getting this fucking house? And I think it's just something that I need to talk to them about. Is that a K truck? No, it's just a regular truck. Sorry.
That was intense.
It don't take me. And then like I work out because some days I love my body, sometimes I hate my body.
Mhm.
Um and I just and then I try to get on dating apps and then I don't get any response and I'm like, it's because I fucking suck or something.
It is 0% because you suck.
Why does it feel that way?
Because you're that part you're taking personally. Like I've been on the apps. I looked at the apps. Fuck no. I looked
Well
at
then,
them and I had like
yeah, I just
4 of
yeah,
them.
I have like 4 of them too. I think. I don't know. I might have more.
Absolutely not.
And I've paid for some of them for a week.
Mm. And I'm telling
That's
you,
not bad.
fuck no, based on like, I am gender limitless. And I could still, like, none of it I feel like is good. None of it. I went out with one person, and one person
Yeah.
was tolerable.
Wait, like from the dating app?
From the dating app, one person.
Mm.
And that's it.
Then
And
okay. I was like, then how did you? Oh yeah, I remember. I was fucking there. I mean, like, listen, like that's why I keep thinking, like, okay, I want somebody that's like in my space, right? Somebody that'll kind of keep pushing me, and I'll like hanging out with, and I get to talk about all this nerdy shit too.
yeah.
I go to my game stores; it's a lot of dudes. Too many dudes. Too many dudes on the dance floor.
And I could see that because even as a female, like, I'm not going to the game store to look for love. I'm going to the game store to play games. And
Yeah.
so, like, having somebody who would be interested in me would, I don't know, dude. Once again, I don't know. Dear listener, if you come to PAX U, this boy is yours. This boy is so sweet. If you want a nice, not gross nice,
Who's gonna go to PAX U and it's like, you know what? I gotta find that guy from the podcast.
maybe. I don't listen. The weirder things have happened.
I don't know. That's pretty weird. That's pretty up there.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Is any of this usable?
I don't know. I played okay, so we can talk about TTRPGs because I played
Real quick.
yeah.
Hi, welcome to Dungeons and Degrees. Adrian will put the intro in now.
Actually, no,
My name is Adrian.
this is the part. We just now got to the podcast. They can get through all that
Nice.
filler to now.
Yeah.
So that's Adrian. My name is Alex.
I put in the fucking name of this into the fucking search bar for some reason as I was reading it. I don't need to look it up. Anyways, yeah. So you were just playing a game.
So last night we played a game of This Discord Has Ghosts in It.
Who's we?
A group of friends and former guest Curtis Haflet.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. So
That's crazy. You don't ever play games with me.
no, listen. Here's the difference: is that the invitation said you're coming to this, and I said okay, I'm free.
That's not an invitation. You're coming to this as a demand.
I mean, so the demand was made by the other people, and so I said okay. So I'm not I don't not play games with you. I will play games with you. So what I'm considering in my life right now is just like publishing my availability, but that really feels like an asshole move. It feels weird to be like,
Why?
here, you can schedule an appointment with me if you want to spend time with me. And then if someone's like, hey, do you want to hang out? I can just like forward them the
But
calendar.
isn't that just how you work as a person? Is scheduling is the best way to fucking do things?
I mean, yeah, no, for sure. And if you look at I think that's the other thing is that like if you looked at my calendar, I think a lot of people would understand why I am the way I am. I do have so I have a friend that I enjoy hanging out with and I enjoy spending time with them. But like they always ask me last minute. And I've tried to remark that like I'm not a last minute person. Um and I'm trying, like I do try. But they also like want to stay out until 11, 12 o'clock. And this pumpkin goes back home at 10:30. Like, I don't want to be out
Okay,
that late.
okay.
There's no reason for me to be out that late majority of the time. I don't drink. I don't like people who do drink. I don't want to be out at a club because I'm probably already over I have sensory overload of just the existence of life.
Mhm.
But I also do enjoy hanging out with people. I do like spending time, and like I feel like I'm working through the feeling of being an asshole, of being like, "Hey, if you wanna hang out with me, like, schedule an appointment." Um, but I feel like that would be fine if someone did that. But then the ADHD part of my brain is like, "But what if it's impulsive? What if we wanna do the impulsive things?"
I mean, those rare?
Impulsive things?
When you're in the mood to do that.
Mm, like, the Gaia Collective thing today was a little impulsive, but impulsive being I scheduled it Thursday night because I saw that it was available.
And
Um
today's Saturday.
Mhm.
So you still had, like, a full 24 hours.
Yeah, and I sort of forgot about it, but it was on my calendar, so I knew, like, I wasn't actively thinking about it. Um, so I knew it existed, and I did it. Um, and I'm not this way to be an asshole.
Why do you feel like an
I
asshole?
don't, 'cause I feel like only assholes would be like, would, like, schedule an appointment, look at my calendar.
Okay, okay, but what
It feels
what
less personable. It feels less personable. That, like,
right, it feels like you're not worth my time is what you're feeling
yeah,
when
like,
that
I'm
happens?
telling somebody, like, "You go do this work," when you have clearly asked me to do an event or to hang out with you, that I've just passed it, like, rather than taking on the emotional energy of scheduling something, that I'm passing it back to you and saying, "No, you do that if you really do wanna hang out with me." But really, the other side of it could be just, like, taking away that stress of, like, I know she's busy, I have this thing, I see that her calendar is open, so let me ask her
Maybe
if she
instead
wants
of
to do
it being
things.
like you schedule out, you have, like, this open calendar thing.
I just have an open spot.
Or like, "Hey, here's literally what I'm doing every single day, and if you see a time, sure, go for it. I will be available." So you don't feel like I don't because I 1, probably you don't like the no. You don't like giving people no's,
No,
right?
I really don't.
Yeah. Instead so, like, then you're just like it's they can see literally I cannot do it, and you can still ask me, but then at that point, it's like, "Well, you know I'm not fucking available."
Yeah, okay. Then at least then it's less of a it's not a, what am I thinking? Then that has the opportunity to make you feel like you're special because, like, there is you know that I'm making specific time for you.
Mhm. I think that's good. What do you I mean, like but what would that look like in a way that doesn't feel like, "Ask my calendar." You know? How can we make it so that, uh, like, I mean, it has to be like a slow build up kind of thing, like, "Hey" I mean, you can probably like, "Hey, if you want any recording done or blah, blah, blah." Like, to be honest, for me, that'd be great if I knew everything you were doing so I could schedule things for recording. And, I know sometimes you're
Yeah.
piercing your lips, like, I know sometimes also forget to look at the fucking thing. It's because I just usually just ask you instead.
Yeah,
Do you hate
no.
saying no to me when we
No.
do these things?
No, I don't hate saying
Yeah, you
no to you.
do.
I don't.
Wait, yeah, yeah, no, what does that mean?
No. This is how I'm talking. No, I don't hate saying things. I don't hate saying no to you. Sometimes I do, in the sense that
Yeah.
I'm having to stop whatever I'm doing and the calendar is there, and usually, so more often than not on our calendar, um unless there's something on it, when like Wednesdays are sacred. I don't fuck with Wednesdays
Hmm.
at all. I let Wednesdays be our special days together. There are date days.
Yeah, that is true. We spend time to talk to each other.
Yeah.
This is the closest connection to a woman I
uh,
have.
That's fine, fair. Yeah, happily will be there. Um I don't know why I have to say it in that weird tone. Um but
Happy to be
I
there.
am
You
no,
should
I
find other
am
friends, Adrian.
no, I like it.
No, I have so many fucking friends. It's a problem.
I'm so
I have too
popular.
many friends, actually.
I do not. I guess I could play. I could play around with like Google Calendar, and like I also get a little stressed out that that's like I need some level of privacy, because if I'm just like giving out my calendar, then people can see the nonsense that shows up on my calendar every once in a while. Is like
Well,
a
me. Oh,
But then okay, so then making the count, so right, and then you say make the calendar. So I'm making a separate calendar for the calendar I'm already making. So I've got to double it.
like it's
Yeah.
yeah. It will make it into like blocks, you know.
Yeah, but I just need I need blocks to not say anything. If
Wait,
you're
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. No, no. So like this potential second calendar is just busy. That's the only word it says, busy
yeah,
or unavailable.
right. I just need that calendar to be that's the calendar you need to see.
Right, 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 right. I don't need to see. Sorry, getting my freaking toes did.
Yeah.
I'm fucking not saying it right.
No, you're right.
Toes did.
That's exactly right. So if I outwardly share my calendar, I just need you to see that I'm busy or not busy. Which
Yeah.
I'm sure you can. I just haven't done that in forever. Like I just use the calendar. And some things don't need to be like, I don't know. This feels it's a wild episode. I'm so happy we're here.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. I'm just here, man. That's all I know. I'm doing a game in December with, or I'm hoping I am. I put up that I'm available, but with
Mhm.
Dag, dinner and a game, and I'm trying to play a new system. I haven't fucking practiced at all. Um, what else? What else? Bad news do I have for myself? Trying to do this game. Um,
Actually,
I'm going
just
to play Aliens RPG from Free League. I think that's what they're called, and it should be good. I don't know. Never done I've never done anything for product. I mean, other than for my own stuff, which I feel like, yeah, whatever. If I mess it up, it's on my channel. But now it's like, oh, if I mess it up, I'm on their channel. So it feels kind of not. It feels bad if I fuck it up. Is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Um, but it's gonna be good. At least I hope so. In my head, it's good. But we'll see what happens. It's Alien, and it's I call it a Wayland Wonderland. For Wayland Utani, the evil corp that's there. And now I got to figure out how to make them scary and how all that works and a new system. And I'm not like complaining. I'm just saying
Yeah,
I've
there's a
given
lot of
myself more
things.
work to do within the coming months. And then I got invited back to Roll D5 for something,
Hell yeah.
which feels nice. Yep. Because, I mean, we love Mika.
We love Mika.
And, yeah, and Onduin is reach out to me, which I felt like, oh, so this isn't just like, oh, I'll do it because I know, like, oh, I suggest this guy, and whatever team is coordinating for this month does it. I'm like, so like I don't know, I feel safer, or not safer. Like I feel like I'm a safer person because they're able to do that. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Fuck, words are hard Can they just like not be? Because that would be great. That would be fucking great. But yeah, that's what I got going on. I keep saying I'm gonna do more things, but it's so hard to. 'Cause I feel like I'm always doing something, and it's no one's fault but my own because I keep stretching myself thin. And then when I do that, it makes my commitment to other things very uh strained, and then I don't do anything, and then I feel like a mess. I feel like a mess, Alex.
No, don't feel like a mess.
I mean, well, how else am I supposed to feel?
You're right. Feel like a mess. No, I don't. I think I don't.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. I feel like there's a lot of things going on, and I work through like, am I doing this because I like it, or am I doing this because of the capitalistic need to be productive or to be whatever? To be productive, I guess, is the only thing I can.
Kind of like point to, or
Yeah, like, is this what makes me happy?
yeah. Do you feel happy doing some of this stuff that we do? Like, I know it's fun in the moment, but like getting to that fun takes a lot of work and effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like what we do. I like recording. I like this part of it. I think I feel the same as you, is that I just wish there were more time to be able to dedicate to that, and
Right.
spoons, and I just wish there was more of that,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I do
And
know. I'm right here. I do. I know. Yeah, I mean, and recently, one of the people we've interviewed, Northwolf, has taken a step back from production and making it, instead of so many APs, just to make it like one or two per, I guess per year, because he was putting a lot of work into it. And I mean, yeah, he put a lot of work on himself, but I mean, I feel like because he had to go check, make sure he was okay, because he had to go to the fucking hospital to see, like, hey man, I'm not feeling too good.
oh man,
Like, hey man, you put a lot of fucking stress on yourself. So like, I feel like we do this to ourselves because we want to make something fucking cool and beautiful and shit like that. And we do it to the extent where it becomes harmful to our physical bodies instead of our metaphysical. I'm just kidding.
the metaphysical side too. Yeah,
Probably a lot of psychic
a
damage.
lot of psychic damage.
Speaking of psychic damage, I
Oh,
got into Pokemon with my brother. I think I've said this already.
Pokemon the card game.
Yeah.
Okay,
And they don't have any tournaments.
they don't have any tournaments. Not or in.
Not at PAX.
Oh,
So I'm pretty kind of meh, a little sad about that.
I haven't looked at
And
any.
they don't have any fucking One Piece tournaments.
No.
But they do have a lot of Lorcana stuff, but they haven't opened anything up for like to sign up for Lorcana. There's no things for that, so we can do a lot of
I
Lorcana.
need to go
I've been
play.
reading up and trying
Yeah.
to figure out what the fuck's up and things like that. How am I gonna beat these fucking kids? Not like that.
Oh man.
But yeah, I'm excited to play Lorcana with you.
I liked playing Lorcana with you. I really am happy you made me do the draft, because I
I felt
feel,
like it was a good first experience
yeah,
compared to like if they had like pre-made decks and they were just shredding us. I think that would have been just like, oh, okay, I'm done within like the first 5 turns. I don't know if I like this game anymore.
Yeah, and I also think that, like, that I have never drafted, so that
Yeah,
also
yeah.
gave me an insight into what happens, like,
Hmm.
with people. I would have been more confident if I had a, like, starter deck, but then the same thing, like,
Right.
I don't know how to play these things, like, you're coming in probably with a game plan, and I'm like, "Cool, I don't know what I'm doing."
Hmm. Exactly. And I don't know, the people that we were like talking with, they seemed very nice. They weren't hyper competitive. It
No.
was it was just a good time to play. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't speak for you. Did you have anybody that was like, and you're done?
No, I didn't have
I
anybody
wouldn't.
who was overtly. I had the last guy, but I don't think it was because of him and his personality. I'm pretty sure because it was the last round, like, he was done playing anyways, and so that was a little bit of, I think, of just
Just circumstance,
him.
not
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another draft or do you want to do a competition?
I think I'd be down either way. Both probably. Maybe both. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, then that means I have to look into decks now.
I yeah, I do too.
Because you probably just have your loose cards and some of your starters, right?
I have my loose cards not sleeved at all, just, like, sitting on the shelf.
Oh yeah, we also need to bring sleeves. Everybody around us were sleeving up their cards, and we're just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, you're
That
right.
was such a I felt bad. I felt like I was ruining something. Did you look at the list of things that were going on and figure out what you wanted to do?
I have not looked at it. No, I have too many tabs before that moment. So I have another convention between now and PAX.
Where are you
Um,
going?
I have a teacher convention that I'm
Teacher
that I'm
convention.
presenting at. So not only am I like,
Woo!
it's fine.
Oh, yeah. Is this
Um,
your first one for the teacher convention
this is my first
presenting?
art teacher. This is my okay. This is the third
Mhm.
time I've presented at a teacher conference. The first
Right.
2 times I presented, I was in graduate school, um, and I presented the same, like, it was a lesson, because I came up with a lesson concept, for moon phases, which is a really difficult concept to teach, um,
Mhm.
and it was a project I had to do. So I presented at, like, a specifically an event for different activities to do with science, and then the second time I presented, it was, like, my own standalone session, but it was, like, the last session on the last day, and I was like, "Cool,
Yeah.
thanks." Um, so I've done those, and I was pretending, like, that was uh,
Fake it till you make it
that was
mentality.
yeah, that was really faking it until I made it, like, I didn't know what I was doing. They asked me questions about, like, actually doing it, and I was like, "No, bitch, this is a concept. This is all a concept." Um,
This is just it's a thought experiment. It's a
yeah,
thought experiment.
um, so
I've never tried this before. Are you kidding
oh my
me?
gosh. So I did that, and then, which is really funny now because I'm presenting in December, like, a thing that I have actually done, and I'm experiencing such, uh, imposter syndrome that I'm like, "There's
Ooh.
no way that I can actually be presenting about this." Like, so my presentation is about funding your art program because I
Yeah,
make
you funded.
yeah, I the one thing I'm good at in my job is, like, finding money to like, buy supplies for my kids. And so
Mhm.
that was the pitch, that was what I gave them, and, um, I've
And they said,
procrastinated.
"Okay."
Mhm.
Oh, you oh, no.
I mean, it's not until I have to have it done by the 14th, but I've procrastinated, because I was like, "Oh, I could do this, easy. I could put it up
Like,
immediately."
I've done the actual work, and now the presentation will be a cinch.
Right, and so now I'm like, "Oh, do they actually think," but do they actually will they be able to see, like, if I'm lying or not? But the other thing is I talked to teachers, like, I went to this convention last year, and I talked to teachers, and I talked to other people, and, like, I pop off, right? I'm like, you could do this, you can do donors choose, you can do adopt a classroom, you can look at your local junior league, you can just search for grant money. There's usually there's a Texas teacher one, and then there's specifically a Dallas one. So like,
Is this in Texas as well?
yeah, this is in Texas. So like, donors choose, adopt a classroom, those are all like nationwide. You can do that at any point as long
Yeah,
as you're a
yeah, yeah.
teacher. But like, adopt a classroom is how I got D&D donated to my classroom, right? So like, you
Mhm.
sort of just have to be on top of it. But this year so far, I've pulled in like $2,500 extra on top of what the state of Texas gives me for my program. Right. So I still get funding from Dallas ISD. I still get funding from the campus. So on top of all that, I have an extra $2,500. Hi. And then my brain is like, no, you've never raised money in your life. Watson is really upset right now.
Oh, is that what I'm hearing? Okay.
Yeah, it's Watson. I don't know why. So yeah, that I have that before PAX. And I'm also going to Chicago in 2 weeks.
I felt like there we go. Now you're busy. Oh, that's in our. Oh, is that okay?
What?
Yeah, that should be okay. I put it in our. I accidentally clicked it linked through our shared
10 degrees.
Dungeons and Degrees one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Unless it shows up twice on my calendar, and then I'm gonna be.
Does it?
I don't know. I haven't. I mean, look, fix it.
All right.
Let me look.
We'll look at it later.
No, it looks fine. At least right now. Yeah, so Selfish Summer has continued for me. With this trip to Chicago. I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna go see the Great Wave.
What are you gonna do in Chicago?
Well, I want to go see the Great Wave.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
I did, and it's only.
I keep forgetting.
It's okay.
I feel like it's like when I think Chicago, I think the Bean.
Yeah.
Hot dogs. Coachella? Where the fuck? No, Lollapalooza. That's where I went to Lollapalooza. It's the only memories of Chicago. Oh, and one of my players, JJ.
Yeah.
You gotta go. I gotta go.
So it's a Selfish Summer has stuck around.
Nice.
I guess you could also make the justification that the divorce also is a.
I was gonna make a joke, but I didn't know how appropriate it was.
The joke is fine, but you can make
the joke is fine, but it's also not funny.
No, it's fine. No, it's funny. I think that helped. I don't know if
what helped.
Help is the right word. I think the Selfish Summer was a catalyst for.
Well, I feel it also helped at some point.
Yeah.
Right? It helped you start. I mean, it helped you make this jump from who you were to who you are and how you're presenting yourself and how you're carrying yourself, because we thought, hey, we'll just do it for a little bit. And then we did it probably until we die now.
Best friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's a wave for Selfish Summer in my head right now. Like I feel like some days I can like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna speak up for myself. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna what's it called? I'm gonna stand my ground or whatever. And then other days I'm just like, man, I don't care about this. I don't know. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
There's only so many times I can stand up for myself, okay? It's hard.
It is hard. But like it is rewarding. I hate to say that. Because it's not selfish. Like it, and that's the weird thing is that once again, we're not. You and I specifically are not being like selfish as if like I'm not ultimately considering somebody else's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It is there's still a level of care and concern.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Why are you saying it so slowly?
because I'm processing it while I'm saying it.
All right, all right, all right. I'm feeling like weren't believing yourself
No,
for
I
a second
believe
there.
in selfish summer.
I believe, I believe, I believe.
I'd make a cult out of selfish summer, but
We're trying.
like there has to you have to have already started like at a certain level of people pleasing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
selfish summer is not for people who don't people please.
Yeah, okay, true, true. I get what you're saying now. I thought it was like, well, I was thinking also you have to be in a somewhat comfortable part of experiencing change and open to the uncomfortable feeling of not being or stepping beyond your bounds, right? You have to have that openness to yourself.
I
Because
mean,
people who
mhm,
don't do that are probably going to feel like have it in my mouth, but I cannot say it kind of feeling.
yeah. That change though, like you have to and I think in order for change to happen, you have to be inherently okay with that level of uncomfortable just the state of being uncomfortable because there's no change without like reacclimating to your surroundings.
Hmm.
And yeah, absolutely. Like even in my living space, like the change was dramatic, but there were still things that I was like gripping onto that when I finally realized that they weren't serving me in the way that they needed to, or if they did in the like what I'm doing myself a disservice by holding on to these things because
Right.
if my goal is to change, these are holding me back from that change.
As I mean, this is not. How do you see those things? Like when do you see like it's holding me back versus another feeling? Like how do you find out that that's part of that or categorize that?
That's a good question.
And feel free to text me when you find out.
No, I think if you're looking at the change and like the change can't just be this amorphous blob, right? I think there has to be actual naming of this change in order for things to happen.
Okay.
So
Like you have to be very not.
not super specific, but like specific enough that I can attribute different things to that. So for lack of a better idea and if I'm talking about not being with my spouse, right? But we're not moving. Like we're still cohabitating together and we went through the process of staying together but being poly or open and then okay, we're going to have this weird friends with benefits and then ultimately being like no, we are just friends, right?
Hmm.
Um, so if I'm landing on for like I'm going to be friends with this person, everything I think about doing is like, okay, would I do this with a friend? Would I want this with a just a base level friend, not a best friend, not a homie, not a ride or die. Like it needs to be friend. And the times I feel uncomfortable or I'm like, oh, I wish this would happen, or I wish that expectation with another person like I'm hoping an action will happen from the other person.
Hmm.
Why am I one trying to control another person and what they're doing? Because if I want it that bad, then I need to have that conversation. But
Right.
also, like, why do I feel like that? So why would I want him to come in and ask me about my day? Right. I maybe that doesn't need to be the expectation anymore. Maybe it needs to change. And if I have anxiety about that, why is that anxiety there? You know, and that part, the anxiety is really what controls me. In that, that's what I'm. If it starts to hurt, I'm gonna look at it closer. Or if I'm pulling back from it, I'm going to look at it closer. I should look at it closer, right? I'm not a perfect person. Sometimes I like to ignore it too. But like, if it hurts, if it feels uncomfortable, if I want to turn a blind eye to it, that's the thing I need to be addressing. That's the thing I need to look at. And either saying, hey, this is for me to fix right now, or I need to make a
Mm-hmm.
list and I'm going to come back to this, or this is a question I'm going to bring up with my therapist, right? Those different layers of process, at least labeling it and understanding that it's a thing you do need to address. So,
Okay. Because I think the thing that I'm taking from it is like it's very much so a need of intentionality.
yeah.
Like when you say I'm going to be selfish and what's it called? I'm trying to be selfish, but I'm going to do X, Y, and Z,
Hmm.
or I'm allowed to do X, Y, and Z. Like you have to make those remarks of like your intention of what you're going to be selfish about, so that way you can figure out what's actually holding you back and what's just like, you know what, I'd rather not do this thing.
Yeah.
Um,
What is the reason why I feel like this specific action is selfish versus
yes,
just a thing I do?
yes, right, correct.
Yeah. I like that idea too. That like, why do I have extra feelings about making the justification that this is selfish? It's a
Damn,
very
we're good.
interesting experience. No, no, I appreciate that you and I really we did it, and I know we said it jokingly, and I know it came off ironically, and then as all things that are ironic in your vocabulary or thinking, you're like, ah, this really did work, right? Thinking that
Right.
I'm the luckiest person in the world changes the way that I think. Even things that happen that I would probably be upset about, I am lucky to have this opportunity to grow. I'm lucky to experience these feelings because
Hmm.
honestly, I could be depressed right now and feeling nothing. So I'm lucky right now in this moment. I'm grateful that I get to do this.
Hmm.
I'm grateful that I get to, worry about an election. I as much as I hate it, but like
Yeah.
there are alternatives that are much worse.
Right. And you still can feel the bad feelings that come with what goes on within our realm,
Mhm.
and also be conscious about the shit things that happen around the world as well. Like
Yeah.
it's okay to understand both things, and it's hard to kind of like like come to terms with like um what you're able to do and what you're not able to do. Like I can be super sad about what's going on in Gaza, and
Mhm.
I do get sad, but also I need to understand that me being sad does not change anything for them.
No.
If I want to do something, I should do something, and it's in the background. Me and a couple of creators are going to do another fundraiser in January. More planning, things like that. And the things that I do now is like every so often I'll drop $50 into like a GoFundMe fund. Like that's something that I can do, and part of me is always like, well, you can give more, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I can give more, but like, how much is that going to kind of like versus hurt me financially because I start
Mhm.
giving too much and I start like emptying my pockets because of guilt and not because I want to help. Like what when is it for me unhealthy? And because like if I start to not feel good, I probably won't go out and go to work, and if I don't want to go to work, I'm not going to get money, so I can't
Yeah.
help the next person that comes by that needs assistance. So it's just like this balance that needs to happen within our lives
Mm-hmm.
in
And
order to keep going. Yeah.
I think once you realize like that you are able to help, that there is that like still that level that it doesn't feel as hopeless. You are doing it within a healthy boundary within your life, and
Hmm.
those feelings become faster to pick up. They're not like, "Oh, I feel bad, but I don't know why I feel bad." Right? And then 3 days later and then it pops into your brain rather than like, "Oh, I have this feeling. Okay, let me stop and breathe on it." And then maybe in 2 minutes, 30 minutes, okay, this is what I'm actually feeling and here's how I can fix it. Right? Being solutions focused
All right.
also is helpful. But that only like I think that only comes with being, you know, thoughtful and grateful and understanding that like you are special and you are magic. And like that relieves a lot of pressure. At least for me, that relieves a lot of pressure of having to be perfect or fighting myself in the doom and gloom, where it's much harder to pull me out than if I'm just like, yeah, it's great over here.
Yeah. It's super.
So we're doing our best.
Yeah. We're all trying to make it and trying to make sure that we don't get too so nihilistic that we stop moving.
I don't understand the
Long
nihilism.
pause.
I no, I knew somebody that was like that, but like at the end of the day, they're not like that. Like it you still are like you can't I have not seen anybody who's maintained nihilism.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it comes and it goes. I don't know. It's okay. Maybe somebody will prove me wrong and they'll be like, I'm nihilistic and I've always been nihilistic. Great. Awesome. I don't know if I want to be friends with you anyways, so that's fine with me too.
Yeah. We don't want to be your friends. We don't want to be your
I
friends.
don't want you to be a friend.
And I think that's like that gloom feeling. I always get it, and then I'm just like, why? And that's why I haven't like posted other than just the thing, just because I feel like, what's the point in posting? Sometimes
Yeah.
I just get that way, and that's kind of stupid. I think I don't know. Just I'm just in my head all the time. Oh, shit's crazy, man. Shit is crazy. But yeah, I'm excited for the future, even though sometimes I don't sound like it. I know there's going to be good things around the corner. I know that there's going to be some personal things that I need to do.
Mhm.
And yeah, I need to keep going.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to wrap it up here?
We can wrap it up. Yeah. Thank you, dear listener, for joining us on another episode. You can find us wherever social medias are mediated at Dungeon and Degrees. You can find us wherever pods are cast over on all the podcasting places. Rate, subscribe, give us 5 stars, please. It'll help. And then yeah, reach out to us, bother us. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This has been a wild fucking day.
Thank you for this therapy session.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging out.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a friend, you know?
We're in our Golden Girls era.
Oh, that's what that's from?
Yeah. Thank you for being a friend.
Gotcha. All right. Well, my name's Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
Go have some fun.
Please.